Hi, I'm Wesley Burke and welcome to Ireland's Military Story. Today we're at Sir John Rogerson's Quay in Dublin and Carlisle Pier in Dunleary for the 75th anniversary of the Irish Naval Service.
I have so many fond memories. Have you got a week and I'll be able to start unloading them all to you? Yeah, but it's been just a remarkable opportunity to serve with great women and men in our naval service, but also in our army and our air corps. It's an extraordinary institution, part of the bedrock of our sovereignty that provides for the institution of civil society. And when I look at that loyalty and that dedication and that commitment of our sailors in the naval service, our aviators in the Air Corps and our soldiers in the Army, is second to none. I think the state can be really proud of its defence forces. And I just think back at this seminal time, 100 years ago, our forebears were involved in a battle for the freedom of this state. They were fighting in West Mayo and in West Cork, ultimately leading to the sovereignty of the state we have with independence. That institution carries on to this day, and I'm privileged to be the 29th Chief of Staff of Óglaigh na hÉireann. I look back at some of the highlights in my own side, and I just think about, operations such as the Betelgeuse, where the Whiddy Island disaster, the loss of many lives in that terrible event, and the contribution the Naval Service made in the search and recovery. I look back at Air India and the contribution we made there in terms of the tragic recovery of many bodies after that terrorist event, the recovery of the black box on the seabed almost a mile below the surface. I look back at their major narcotics interceptions at sea, dealing with the likes of the Brime. I was involved myself. 2 tons of narcotics destined for our shores or for mainland Europe that we intercepted at sea. And I look back more recently in terms of defence forces. Today, almost 600 women and men in 13 missions in 12 countries, contributing to a safe and secure environment. My particular proud moment is the decision of our current minister to send our ships to the Mediterranean and the contribution they made to the rescue of nearly 23,000 people. 5,000 people they lifted onto other ships, 18,000 people they brought to safe ports themselves. And I think about those children, those women, those men, and they sat on the afterdeck of one of these ships, like this one here. And the first sign of a civilized society where people are free, where the institutions of the state function, and where the vulnerable are protected, was under the Irish tricolour and an Irish warship. And that was kind of a pivotal moment for me in terms of what our soldiers do in overseas missions. When it comes to really the pointed side, I think about the best of the best, our Army Ranger Wing in the past week, and the contribution they made to the safe extraction, supporting the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade of 26 vulnerable people.
Sir, thank you for your service, and thank you to the Irish Naval Service for 75 years of outstanding service to the state. And I wish you all your best for the future.
When it comes to Navy, they're simply the best of the best. Thank you.
I'm Cadet Laoghaire-Rathdown.
I'm AB Supply Andrew Hennessy.
Okay, so why did you join the Naval Service?
I joined the Naval Service for something different. I just finished my leaving cert last year, so I'm currently in training to become an officer. So I have just another a year left to go. So I joined I didn't really want to do the typical route of going to college, so I just said I'd try to get a new experience for myself.
So what have you experienced so far?
Well, the training is quite robust at the beginning. You do 3 months in the Curragh training with your fellow Army and Air Corps cadets, and then we came back to the naval base in January to do more specific training towards the Navy. So we've done loads of short courses, and we've been training with weapons, and we've done a lot of interesting things you wouldn't get to do outside of this.
And is there any branch where you see yourself going in the future?
At the moment I'm trained to be a deck officer, so kind of the navigation side of things, and potentially gunnery officer, fishery protection, stuff like that. So.
Okay, great stuff. And yourself? When did you join the Naval Service?
So I joined in July 2020, just in the midst of the pandemic. I joined, my father was in it for 24 years. My twin brother is in it the last 7 years as well, so it's something that I always kind of wanted to do. You know, looking up to them as a child, seeing my father do what he did, it's always something I aspired to be, so I wanted to take the opportunity while I could. So it's definitely a good opportunity. I'm only through recruits now since July. I passed out in January, and I'm serving now on the William Butler 8s as an able supply.
Great stuff. And how are you finding life at sea?
Good, I actually really enjoy it. Yeah, it's very exciting, and the work that the ships do is very interesting. It's something that, you know, it's not a normal 9-to-5 job that you do in an office. It's definitely something that's not on the normal scale of things. So it's very rewarding at the end of the day. You look back and you can see what you've done for even just for the country itself. It's great. So.